This one is Herbal hair oil. These are the oils that I'm going to use. Easy for you to calculate with, and I get the joy from that. Welcome to you all. This is Absolute GH once again. Today we are going to learn how to make hair oil, and this one is Herbal hair oil. You know, the one you can do for sale, and it's very detailed, so just bear with me and then go through it one after the other to understand more. Subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed. So these are the oils that I'm going to use. You can add more or you can add less if you want. This is extra virgin coconut oil. This is amla oil, very good for the hair. This is cloves oil or clove oil. This is sweet almond oil. And these are my powders. I've mixed about 3 different powders here. There are 3 different powders that I've mixed here. You can use any of the powders that you want, or any leaves or roots or stem of a tree that you think is good for the hair. You can add it to it. So we are going to start preparation, but before then I will measure all my ingredients first and then get back to you. So I'm going to measure only the coconut oil for now, and then infuse it with my powders. Infuse it with my powders first before I continue with the rest later, after I've infused the powders or the leaves with the coconut oil. Then I will then come back and then sieve it and infuse the rest and add the rest of the oils and then mix it together. This is my powders, and then add in the powders and stir. Mind you, when you stir and you leave it, you cover it nicely at a corner where it's easily accessible to you. So anytime I'm passing by or anytime I'm free, I'll just stir it and then cover it again. This is how I'm going to handle it until you can keep it for as long as 2 weeks so that it can infuse well. Here you can do double boiler method by putting it on hot water, in a hot water, and then put it on a heat, so that it can double boil it gradually and then it will infuse it very fast. But you can also do it this way by just infusing it with the oil without heat. So later on, when you are ready, you just sieve it and then use it. Everything that you use here, it all depends on you, how you want your product to be. And also, everything you add, you should know the benefits to the hair. Don't just be combining things to the market. Just know the benefits of that particular product or ingredient that you are adding to the hair. It's very important here. I'm sorry, maybe I forgot to introduce the peppermint oil. This is just the peppermint oil, not the peppermint essential oil. If you have the peppermint essential oil and you want to use it, you can go ahead and use it, but I'm using the peppermint oil. So you stir. So everything you do must be calculated in percentage before you convert it to grams or mils or ounce or pounds, so that your product will be uniform. Anytime you start producing, you know that you use coconut oil this percentage, amla oil this percentage, cloves oil this percentage. It will really help you to have a standardized product. But today you use 100 ml, the next day you change, you use 200 ml. You know, you won't get the exact product as you always take to the market. You calculate it in percentage first before you convert it into numbers, let me put, or into units. So I finished stirring. I'll just cover it and leave it at the corner. So I continue to stir for some time. This like after 1 hour, and it's already, the color of the herbs is coming to the oil. You know, the oil is already turning to green. So I'll just hide it at the corner here and then wait for it. Like I said earlier, anytime I pass by, I'll come and stir small and then continue with my whatever that I'm doing. I left it for almost, it was more than a week before, but normally I infuse it for 2 weeks. If I'm doing double boiler method, then 1 day is okay. But if I'm not doing the double boiler method and I'm using it raw like this, I'm making it raw like this, I normally leave it for 2 weeks to be well infused before I sieve it and then add the rest of the ingredient. I kept stirring for about a week or more. Then I sieved it. So this is the residue or the herbs. You know, this is the herbs remaining. This herbs, you can use it to make your hair butter. I will not throw it away. So after I've sieved it, I will make sure I sieve it very well. I will sieve it for the second time, and if possible, I will also sieve it for the third time to make sure that there are no residues or herbs in the oil. It should be very plain, and it's very important since you are sending it to the market. You shouldn't see some particles running through it. It's not good for the product. So I'm sieving it for the second time. Look at how the herbs has changed the color of the oil. Look at how beautiful it has infused. You know, the remaining particles, I'm trying to sieve it with small nets. If you have a cheesecloth, you can use it to sieve it, but for me, I will use this one because this is enough to prevent small particles to get inside the oil. So once you finish sieving it like this, then you are done. You then have to add in your other ingredients, you know, the other oils. If you have peppermint, if you add peppermint oil, you can add. If you want to add a menthol crystal, then you can add the menthol crystal too. So this is how it is. And the oils that I'm going to add, this is my amla oil. They are all in percentages, which I will show you at the end of the video. And then also you add in your cloves oil or clove oil, and then my sweet almond oil. Like I said, you can add more oils. You can even add olive oil, but whatever oil that you use, make sure you know the health benefits to the hair. Now I'm going to measure my remaining oils and then add it to the sieved coconut oil infused with the herb. If you want to learn this and many other items or many other hair products, detergents, skincare products, then you can join our online classes. My number will be on the screen. It's my WhatsApp number, and at the same time my call. You can call. You can join the WhatsApp tutorial. It's very detailed. This is not just the one-off training that I give and then I leave my students. No, I will just continue to teach you until you yourself, you are okay and you don't need my services again, then the training ends. And anytime you find yourself wanting, you can still contact me, and then I will show you what to do. So I've measured some of the oils. I'm adding it to the coconut oil, and then you measure them one by one, or you combine them. I normally prefer to measure them one by one because I don't want to go overboard, because I'm dealing with percentages and it's up to 100%. So when you are taught in percentages, then you can formulate you can do your own recipes. I hope you understand. For instance, if I give you measure 10 ml of coconut oil, 2 ml of this, 1 ml of this, no. At the end of the day, what if you are making a large quantity? So if you are giving in percentages, then it's easy for you to calculate with any oil or any ingredients that you want to use for your hair products or any other product that you want to make. So I measured and poured in my oils one after the other, and then stirred. Make sure they are well incorporated before you do your packaging. I'm going to package it as a beginner because you don't have to wait till you get machines before you can start production. You can start it in a small way like this. I've poured it into a pointed cup that I can easily pour into the small bottles. And before you use the bottle, please try and sterilize it. You can just put it boil water and then put it in it to sterilize it small. You can add a little bit of bleach or a little bit of alcohol, or anything that you can use to sterilize your containers or your bottles. You have to do that to prevent contamination, because this is oil, so we don't need preservative. So contamination is what we wouldn't pray for at all here. So you have to sterilize your bottles well. Make sure they are dry, they don't have any water in them, before you can use it to package your oils and all other products, being it container, glass jar, or anything. Just have to sterilize and clean it well. So this is Absolute GH, our training for hair oil, hair growth oil, and I mean Herbal hair growth oil. So don't sit at home and be crying, I don't have job. There are work jobs all over the place. Be your own boss, like I always say. If you want to be your own boss, contact me. We will do the online training for you, and you will come and thank me later. I have a lot of students who are making it on their own. They are making it big, and I get the joy from that. So finally, we've come to the end of our product, our hair care product. So if you see it on the market, this is how I make it. There's no magic in it. The only difference here is that I did not show you the type of herbs that I use, but you can use your own herbs or anything that will make your product unique.